I'm just gonna hop right into it. Me and my friend Hobobat, his Twitter's in the description, we were playing Security Breach. I was. And he gave me suggestions. I did them. We found some pretty neat glitches. I don't know how particularly valid these would be for speedruns, but they seem like they have tons and tons and tons of potential for sequence breaking, so I figured I ought to make this video. The unedited raw footage will also be in the description because I don't want to seem like a fraud. It's pretty well lit. And yeah, I'm just going to kind of jump into this shit. So firstly, we found Freddyporting, as Hobo dubs it. It's if we clip out of the map via phasing through the walls by jumping and entering Freddy midair, that for some reason just deloads everything aside from doors and floors, so you can phase through walls. And if you drop out of the world, whether as Gregory or inside Freddy, you will teleport to Freddy's last valid location. Now, I don't fully know what valid location means yet, but if I had to guess, it's where he was last standing before all the glitchiness started. And that can be anywhere. Anywhere the game decides to put him. But usually, if you have him standing in a place where he's allowed to access at that point in the game, you can and he will teleport back there. If you fall out of the map, of course. And secondly, we also found you can do the Daycare twice. You can, if you run back into the Daycare after you've completed it, as shown here, you can take the security badge. Cutscenes will play like normal. And you will be trapped inside of the counter. Behind it, rather. But doesn't mean you can't get out. You can, of course, call Freddy, as shown here. But there is also a way to get out physically, though I couldn't do it myself. I couldn't replicate it, at least. That's just kind of my own incompetence. And I left it all in the unedited footage that's in the description for obvious reasons. It's unedited. I couldn't do it, but essentially you want to jam yourself into that corner by the chair and the counter and just hammer down that fucking spacebar key. Then jump over to the screen and the cabinets behind you, jump on top of the flashlight recharging thing, and you can jump over that invisible wall. Or if you manage to get Freddy in there, you can just use Freddy. It's also a valid option and probably faster, all things considered. But yeah, not only do you get in there and you get a security pass, you get security pass again, you get the next level. And though I thought you could just go in there and take more and more and more, sadly, the game freezes. You're only allowed to use just your flashlight. You can't move the camera, you can't, access Freddy, you can't call him over. You're a sitting duck. But still, it is pretty neat. And of course, once you do end up turning on all the generators again, you can get kicked out of the daycare. But you might have noticed the generators don't turn on. Yeah, it's permanently night, and the clock is permanently ticking up. I don't know what it means. I have not looked into the clock thing, but it could be pretty useful, is what I'm thinking. Or it could just be another little quirk. It happens. Permanent night's cool, at least, though. But, yeah, that's pretty much all this video needs to cover. We found this, we both figured, hey, this might be pretty good for some sort of speedrun or speedrun communities. And plus, it's just really cool. Like, both the phasing through walls and the just glitch in general. This is on patch 1.0.0, by the way. Day 1, got the game. Doing that. It's, yeah. It's definitely buggy, but leads to some cool shit like all that shit. That's pretty much all I wanted to mention. I just figured it would be a pretty cool thing to show off. And yeah, like I said, Hobo's stuff is in the description. He helped out. We were pretty much theory crafting and call for a couple hours. And of course, my Twitch is down there too. The unedited video will also be down there if you want to take a look to see I'm not fibbing. And yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to mention.